Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's 13:08 hours and it is March the 8th today. Just happens to be Gary Newman's birthday. Happy birthday, Gary Newman. I've forgotten how old he is, but he's 8 years older than me. Anyway, today we are going to have another go with the SCD Archon software on the laptop, as you can see here. And Anthony Sanchez, Mr. Sanchez, has kindly shared some Easter egg gifts, if you like, that are hidden within the app. So we're going to have a look at those today and also try and connect with any spirits that are here. So I'm going to do a little bit of praying and meditating. And again, I'm not a religious person, but I do believe in a higher power. So we'll see what we can get today, and we'll have a little look around the software and see just what goodies are in there. There's some quite interesting stuff, I think. So let's see how we get on. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gents. Here we are with the Ghost Hunter app's SCD Archon. Now when it cranks up, this is what it looks like. I'm going to switch it on. I'm going to put the volume up a little bit. I'm going to switch on the Necroscent mode. And I'm going to have it scanning through, shall we say, the Turing radio. Now it should automatically come on and off as it detects things. So you'll see the mute here. This mute button it's lit up at the moment because it's muted. It should switch off the light and it'll allow some audio through. So let's see what we get, shall we? Are there any ladies and gentlemen with me here at the moment? In fact, what I've forgotten to do is switch on that. Okay, so who'd like to come through and say something? Are there any ladies and gentlemen in spirit with me today? Now this is hooking up through the Bluetooth here. This is what this EMI stroke Bluetooth, and this gives you the
extremities of the world westwards.
There you go.
Where
it is kicking stuff through. Now there's quite a few things with this app that are really cool. Control Shift and certain letters gets you all kinds of different stuff, which is very interesting. I'll just show you this. You can double click this and it brings up a nice little background here. And I think this is what the short story Portal Vortex is.
Extremely modern.
Anyway,
charged particle beam weapons. They don't even use lasers.
That's Larry Turn
this down just a tad so you can hear me speak. Okay, so there's some Easter eggs that Mr. Sanchez has kindly shared with me. One of them's the short story Portal Vortex. Now I'm hoping you can see this. I'm going to do Control, Shift and P. And there we go.
Rises and sets regularly.
You can then show and hide the Archon and you get little stories that you can read. I haven't read these stories yet, but I am going to work my way through them. The one thing I'm not sure of is how many of them there are and how you work your way through them. Oh, there you go. There you go. Double clicking on the right will move forwards, and on the left will go back. So there we are. And then of course you can show the Archon again. So what we'll do now is we'll try some of the others. I will have a little read of those, Anthony, but we'll just work our way through this at the moment.
I'm the most conservative member here. I have voted.
And in the meantime, anybody who wants to talk with me from the world of spirit, you're very welcome to come through. Let's have a look now. Let's just turn this down a touch. So it's running on EMI stroke Bluetooth GB, Necroscent mode, Levenstein radio, and it's working its way through a database, a data bank of sounds, perhaps radio sounds from the past,
we don't want to hate,
and sharing them with us through this. If there are any ladies and gentlemen here who would like to come through, they're very welcome to. Now then, there are some other portals. I'm just going to run through them one at a time. Control Shift and G
That's hard to say.
takes away the background. Control Shift. Oh, there you are. It's coming back in now. Is it coming back in? There we go.
idol. He loves singers and meeting them.
Control Shift and G.
And they're not.
Control Shift and G unlocks the Celestial Portal Vortex, which is quite cool.
In a rap. I mean, what's
You'll
going
have to
on
forgive
here?
me, I'm no broadcaster, I'm no
Forever does all these things.
radio presenter, I'm just me. I'm just doing my best here. But I think that's pretty cool because you can actually run the app in the background here. You can see it down here, you can show and hide it. There, I'll show it again, and hide it again. And you can just have this wonderful series of things going on the desktop. Now that's the Celestial Portal, and that's pretty fancy. So I like that one. Let's see what else we've got.
I'd be more interested in.
Pardon me, there's also shoutcast radio stations that it's flicking through. That's what's going through on here. The ITC radio scanner scans through internet radio from shoutcast radio stations. Control Shift and S helps you to get the whole lot. There you go. It's successfully updated all the radio stations on Shoutcast, so I can click OK to that. I'll just have some water in case I end up with a frog in my throat.
We need a mindset about how America will use its.
Come on, ladies and gents, I know that you can come through this.
If you were the planet.
Please speak through the portal. Please speak through the Archon for me today. Now then, we're going to have a look at the... We've had a look at the short story portal, and we've also had a look at updating all the Shoutcast radio stations and the Celestial Portal. Control Shift and H will now open up the Cthulhu, I think it is, or something like that, Cthulhu Portal.
In the presence
So let's
of
see what
God
happens with
forever and
that one.
forever.
Are you aware
Their
that?
residence I be.
Do you have the
Pardon me. Come on, old Cthulhu Portal. Where are you? Let's try Control Shift and H again. There we are. Pardon me. If you weren't expecting that, you'd probably poop your pants.
Group of social criminals. These people in the space program.
So you can have that running on the desktop without actually having the Archon displayed.
like a beehive or
There's
an
some amazing graphics in these
I'm sure the planet.
Take less
in
than
these
a day to
animations.
shoot, am I correct?
You are absolutely.
Now this is the Cthulhu Portal Vortex. Like I say, you can have this. You can either have your Archon showing or not showing, and you can have all this spooky stuff going on.
What if I...
There is another one called the Hades Portal Vortex, and that's Control Shift and A. So I'm going to Control Shift and A, and it should take that one away and put the next one in. Although sometimes it doesn't. Let's have a look. Control Shift and A. Let's see what happens. This should give us the Hades Portal. Sometimes you have to press Control Shift and whatever letter it is a second time to activate it, because I think what it does, it shuts down the previous one and then opens up the next. I think that's how it works anyway, that's how it's working for me. So here we are, we've got the Hades Portal Vortex running at the moment. It's a different slant, I suppose, on using the device, and you don't have to look at the interface all the time, which is quite cool. Amazing, amazing graphics. Hades, ladies and gentlemen, the Hades Portal Vortex.
Society group, but he never went totally public. This was a private group.
Now what we'll do now is we'll have a look at the Necro Portal Vortex. So we'll do Shift, we'll take that back off.
You can smell, you can taste,
The
and
next
see,
one
and real is
is Control Shift and N. Let's do Control Shift and N.
And she was
again.
depressed.
I might have to. I think you have to come back to this first. Control Shift and N.
Admittedly,
There
that's
we go.
Arab, by the way.
Still feeling my way around this one,
Anger implies that you have a stake in.
but we're getting there.
hands and in some cases in submarines, special titanium.
Are there any ladies and gentlemen with me today? Control Shift and N. Come on, let's have a look. Let's see the Necro. I think this is the Necro one. Yeah, there you go.
All right, thank you, Eric.
There we go. We've got the Necro. So this is the Necro Portal Vortex.
None of that made sense.
I know it didn't.
Garbage out.
If you have selfish, ignorant citizens,
Perhaps you'd like to come forwards and give me a hand with this today, ladies and gents. It'd be much appreciated. So this is the Necro Portal Vortex that you can access through the SCD Archon. I think it works through the Vocibus Mk2 as well, which I'll be trying out afterwards.
Work with on a daily basis.
Let's go back to the interface. And then let's try the Nephilim. We have a Nephilim Portal Vortex. Control Shift and D. Now let's see if it jumps into that one straight away.
It exists now only as part of a neural interact.
Control Shift and D. Come on, we'll have the Nephilim next. And there we go.
This time, no matter what they do,
The Nephilim Vortex
They know
Portal. Nephilim Portal Vortex. Let me get that right. So there we go. That's pretty cool. Some extremely amazing graphics in there.
They lose.
Who'd like to come through and say hello? Maybe the Nephilim would like to
crack
come.
dealer on the corner, I'm everything.
Maybe the Nephilim would like to step forwards and say hello through the
Into misery and bloodshed.
through the Archon.
Teenage mother throws her newborn baby into a dumpster.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. I'm just hoping these show up nicely on my Sony camcorder. I think they will do. We can zoom in a little bit.
He had one of these clearances.
Zoom out a bit. Let's see now. Let's go back to
This kind of material I work with.
So we've been through the short
news and information you get
Short
here.
Story
They got you
Portal
by the-
Vortex, the Shoutcast radio stations, the Celestial Portal, the Cthulhu Portal, Hades, Necro and Nephilim. But there's also another interesting thing in here.
Not a house
There's a setting that unlocks an
Right within the
MP3
law, and it's all posted on
an
my
MP3
website.
sound.
You're saying you've done it all your...
I think it's at 432 Hertz. And it runs in the background whilst everything else is happening. And hopefully it can help with spirits coming through. So let's have a look at that one. This one's Control and Shift and
In excess of
666.
7,500 degrees.
Yeah, I think you can hear that.
ignorant citizens.
You can hear a rumbling. Now that's the Terra
Loaded onto
MP3.
C-130 cargo planes.
These, absolutely.
You've drawn your line in the sand.
They
And that's
lose.
running in the
Either
background.
back down and
And that just continues to run.
Congress that supported Reagan in '76, and
There we go. We can have,
Enough? We're so self-important. So self-important.
We don't want to hate
Everybody-
and despise one
and
another.
now we're running. This also unlocks the Necro Portal Vortex.
Terrible, terrifying, threatening time.
And custom pedals and environment again. So here you can change the look of the pedals. I don't know if you can see
In this
that.
country, the same two things.
They all switch, and also the environment at the background can
A lot of
switch.
people suppose it was
Okay. Well, I say it's the environment. Okay, so that's all of those, which are pretty cool. You'll have to forgive me. I'm no presenter. Doing the best I can here. I'm going to have some more water whilst I'm waiting for somebody to say something.
This isn't real. What?
Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Step forwards and talk through the SCD Archon today.
American power has waned.
Okay.
Others.
Now then, there's an interesting little bit of stuff here. There's some.
Lobbying.
There are these
To get what
presets.
they want.
Amazing, mystical, mysterious, troubling, forbidden, and default. The default should sound like
Because I'm a strict fiscal
this.
conservative? Because I believe in civil liberties?
Now this has actually activated these pedals. You know, you've got double delay, medium haul, and the pitch is just
the anger. It's a
where it is.
It's a
Let's have a look at some of the other ones. The forbidden portal's quite dark. Have a listen to this.
And godfather of the Black Nobility.
Who'd like to come through?
What's to be shipped to Iran?
Now we're running this. Again, it's the EMI Bluetooth, Necroscent mode, Levenstein radio. Who'd like to come through and say hello?
Base program. Assholes, I call. A surface.
Quite like the celestial portal. So I'm going to do that. Control Shift. There we are. So there we go. So now we've got the celestial portal vortex running with the SCD Archon doing all the work in the background. Who'd like to come through and say hello? My name is Andrew. I send love and blessings to all of you.
Everybody says okay with it?
Now you will find that the Terra MP3 has switched off at this stage. But it can easily be put back on by doing Control Shift and 666. And there we go, it's running again. Who would like to come through? We've got a number of different presets here. Let's try Amazing. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Please step forwards in love and light and share your messages with me today.
You're here because you know you're here.
Before he went to Tabor City. None of his deck. Splendid mountains, we're all different, and trying to try my
What's your name?
Three bases in the United States.
That to reduce benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension, and the vanishing pension go to
Who would like to come forwards and say hello? Anyone? My name is Andrew. If you can come through this
You've done all your eyes, you've crossed all.
and speak clearly with me, that would be wonderful. Let's have a look at the other presets. We've got Mystical. This is pretty good.
Reserve Bank in New York.
They're all pretty cool, actually. Who'd like to come forwards and say hello? Have you a message you'd like to share?
I don't want to be that's not my business. I don't want to rule or
Smell, it's the smell.
I'm making this film.
For one, is the he's.
Okay, let's have a look at another preset. We've got Mysterious. Who'd like to come and talk with me.
What if we finally decide that torture, even if called enhanced interrogation, logic in there. If you vote, and you...
Come on, ladies and gents.
Cubic miles of earth were removed by nuclear detonation. My colleague,
I'd like to come through and say hello. My name is Andrew. I send love and blessings to all of you. I call upon the great Creator to please send the heavenly light here into this place. Please light up the pathway home for all these people. Please send loving angels, loving souls and friends and family
we turned it over to the high.
who've gone before us into heaven to help find them and guide them home.
Eric B. Eric, you're on the air. You're in love with Kelly Clarkson?
If I get this right, we need to borrow $10 billion.
Let's try another preset, shall we? That was mysterious. We'll try troubling.
15,000 war files that weapons.
Are there any family with me in spirit today who would like to come forward? Let's try another preset, shall we? Let's try the forbidden one again. You can imagine this is quite a scary one with the Nephilim. I hope I got that right. Control shift and something anyway. That's the Necro portal. Control shift and A. Try for the Hades. Control shift and A. Come on, let's get Hades up and running.
We'll just try to feel it in a second, because it's a threat there.
There we go. Who'd like to come through and say hello today? There's another interesting thing that occurred to me with this as well. Is it quite possible to print screen all this regularly, just in case somebody wants to show their image in it? I think it's the Windows icon and print screen. There you are. So you can take screenshots just in case any of the family or friends or anybody else in spirit wants to come through and show themselves. Let's have a look at the presets. We'll go back to the default. So this is the default. It's sitting at 0 on the pitch, medium haul, double delay, and
by the Congress as the
sweep speed of 3,000.
Make a martyr out of William Cooper.
Now we've also got Turing radio. We'll switch to that, which it sounds different. This will sound different. A different set of radio banks within the machine itself, within the software.
The little church faces the...
Okay. Now when we come off necrosent mode, we actually take control of the mute. So now what we can do...
You know they have these...
I should do anyway. Let's have a look at you. There you are. And this gives you the option to ask questions. If there are any ladies and gentlemen with me today, and I'm not sure whether there are, but if you are here, would you like to come through and say hello?
American Air.
And that's the Turing radio. We'll take that off. And what I'm going to do now is take that off and put onto the Shoutcast radio stations. It's going to be scanning through these now. Who'd like to come through and say hello?
I didn't know what she was saying.
Well, Kurt, here's the latest bulletin.
I think it's time you let your daughter go back to moon.
You can also turn all of these off. I think. Can you? Maybe not. Pardon me. I thought you could. Ah, there you go. Uh-huh. Maybe they weren't on to start with. Right. Who'd like to come through and say hello? I'm sure you've got plenty that you'd like to say. Now these are the Shoutcast radio stations, I think, on the ITC radio scanner. Now you can have some delay on this if you want, or you can have reverb. Let's try some reverb and try Large Cathedral just to see what comes through. Can anybody step forward and say my name for me, please? Can you call out my name? Can you call out my name for me, please? Who would like to say good afternoon to me? I mean, it depends very much as to whether anybody is actually here in the spirit world or not. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to shut all this down. I'm going to close this and I'm going to open up. Let's see now, I'm going to open up Vocibus Mk2. There we are, let's get that going. There's some slight differences in the sound of this one, but I think they've both got good potential, these apps. That's what I like. What I'm looking for is a way for connecting to spirit with clear vocals. Let's have a look at this one. We'll turn this on. We'll go for... My Bluetooth is switched on the laptop, so this is hooking up through it. We'll switch on this and Necroscent mode, and we'll leave it on that Lechbringer, what's its name? There we are. Now then, you're going to do your job. Or have I done this the wrong way around? Probably done this the wrong way around, actually. Let me take that off. Take that off. Turn it on. Necroscent mode. That. Who'd like to come through and say hello today? Let's get the volume switched up.
As the demon in the Faust legend.
Insbesondere im zweiten Korridor.
Not asking us all sorts of silly questions.
Now again, we've got the presets in here that we can use, so we can have Forbidden, which is shit pants scaringly deep and dark. Let's see what we can get through, shall we?
ist es entscheidend, vorbereitet zu sein.
Who'd like to come forwards and say my name again? Now this is on Necroscent mode, which, again, Mr. Sanchez can explain this better than me, but what it effectively does, it's like an intelligent thing within the app that can sense when things are coming through or want to come through or want to speak with you, and then it unreleases the mute button there. Something like that. Now again, by using some of the control shifts, we can have different things going on. So let's have control shift and 666, and we can have our Terra MP3 running, and at the same time it opens up the Necro Portal Vortex. Now I don't know why this didn't display before, but it is now. So there we go. Who'd like to come through and say hello today? And again, we can use the Windows key and print screen, and we can take some screenshots, just in case anybody decides they want to show themselves on the screen. A different way of scrying, you might say. Come on, ladies and gents, you can do better than this. Come forwards and make use of this today. I'm pretty sure it's 432 Hertz, the Terra MP3. I might be wrong. I'll just check. I have one of those memories that would look like a sieve if you could see it. Everything seems to just slip through. Let's see now. Are there any ladies and gentlemen with me right now? Yeah, it is definitely 432 Hertz audio. And there we have it, ladies and gents. This is the Vocibus Mk2. And just like the SCD Archon, there are plenty of different things you can do with it. You can switch off the EMI box and that, and the Necroscent, and what you can do is have the internet radio scanning. Now it's on mute at the moment. Who'd like to come through today? Can you call my name through the radio? My name is Andrew. Can you call out my name, please? Switch these two off. I'm going to go back to Necroscent mode and switch that on. I'm going to have the internet radio running, and then preset wise you can find the presets. We'll try Mystical. Who'd like to come through? Who would like to come through and say hello? My name is Andrew. message that you'd like to share with me, please come forwards. I'm going to go for the Terra MP3 again. There you go, Control Shift 666. Pardon me, it's me finishing off my water. Let's try that again. See if we can get the background coming up. There we are. Now it's kicking arse. So we got the Necro Portal Vortex, and we got the Terra MP3, and we got the mysterious preset running. Who would like to come through and say hello this morning, this afternoon, this morning? Come on, ladies and gents, I know you're there. You're there all the time. Come and say hello. We'll try this just in case there's anything that we can pick up whilst scrying. I'm mindful that we've been running for a little while now, so I'm going to bring this to a close soon. But again, I'm really very impressed with the quality of the software, and I think it's got a lot to offer. Let's go to the default preset. Any messages that you'd like to share with me before we go? Anything at all? I know that you're there. I only wish that I could speak with you like the mediums do, but I can't. So I've only got this method to work with. Who'd like to come through and say hello? Anyone? Or have you all gone home?
ليس لك به علم إن السمع والبصر والفؤاد كل أولئك كان عنه مسؤولا.
If anyone's looking for help, please come forwards and just call out help. I hope there isn't. I hope you're all okay. If anyone's looking for the light, can you call out?
East of the Rockies, you're on.
Can you call out the word light?
I'm blowing strong. Ooh, I can get enough. Ooh, you got me feeling.
How stupid.
Okay, well, thanks very much for coming through.
Double bull of Hey Blayman. This is the Monkeys of No.
We shall have another go at another time, but for now we'll switch the power off and we'll close it down. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, the Vocibus and the SCD Archon. Well impressed. And that concludes today's test session of the two apps. I hope you found this interesting. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I hope you found this interesting and informative, and I hope that it spurs some of you to actually give this software a try. I think it's got a lot to offer and it's worth a go. I'm going to be trying it on and off now, interspersed between using the radio and other methods as well. Anyway, this is the Quiet Man signing out. Ciao for now.